Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've done a preview, but here we go. We start them again. Race 1 at Caulfield is the Valet Schnitzel over the 1,000 metres for the 2-year-olds here, and I like Son of Kirk. I think that this horse sets up beautifully here. Now, with the rail in the 12-metre mark, I think that later on in the day that's going to be good to be up on speed, but there's only one bend here. They only come around one bend, so I really don't think it's going to matter. It's considerably handier than he did on debut. It's hard to say. I mean, he went back on debut that was up the straight. Though if he can settle in a position, peel out and go whooshka, I think that John McNeil could have a very good horse on his hands. Well, the Freemans could have a horse on his hands, and John McNeil will be very keen to stick with this horse. I think he can win. Hello Romeo, the class of this field by some way. 2 from 5. Tommy Preble takes the claim. He'd won on a broomstick at the moment. Oyster Lane has jumped out and trialled really, really well. Johnny Allen for Kieran Mar, barrier 4, and Shaha can run really, really well and looks to be up on speed for a long way with the 54 kilos for damn more, and looks to be going forward from the wide draw. But I like Son of Kirk to just sit off what is likely going to be a good tempo and have last crack. I like his chances here. Race number 2 at Caulfield is the Sportsbet race previews handicap over the 1,000 metres. And my second best bet of the day comes up in this race, and it's Manolo Bling. I just think that she's going to be farcically too classy for these. 57 kilos, another one for the Freemans. This time, got another year older than the first winner in Manolo Bling as a 3-year-old. Luke Cartwright brings the weight down to the 57 kilos. And I think that's very beneficial for this filly. I think it'll be scooting along in front where, Romani, Damoun, Foxenberg, Trembles, they will all go forward. I just think it's whoever's going to find the rail first, and I'm pretty confident it'll be Manolo Bling, and with that kind of weight, we'll be skipping along in front, and I don't think it'll be beaten. Like I said, second best bet of the day. Trembles, I think will run well. 2 from 3, very good win last start and the start prior. John McNeil for the Freemans, they've got a good hand in the race. Romani, Eat Damoun for the Hayes boys. Tom Preble rides, brings the weight down to the 53.5 kilos. Also accepted at Morpheville, so we'll see where it goes. And Foxenberg, I thought could run well, but I'm going to have 35 to win on Manolo Bling. Just looks too classy here. Race number 3 at Caulfield is the IVE handicap over the 1,200 metres, and I've got 2 here, and I've got 2 of them completely well clear of the rest of them. But I do like Mercurial Lady here. I think this horse competed some very, very good maidens prior to the spell and came back, and if you missed the win, wow, it was hard to miss, considering she won by 7 lengths, untouched, and went straight to the front. I think she'll do the same here. We'll have Map Advantage on stage and screen, who's the only other winning chance in the race, and I think is absolutely going to bolt in here, so I'm very happy to have her on top. Stage and screen has had a couple of opportunities, was a gutsy win last start, but had every chance in his 3 starts prior. But has the 57, so that'll help. Attachments, very good horse, I think, on its way up. 2 very good wins at its last 2, and I think can run well here at $13. And Illy Ivy came from an impossible position to win last start. Good filly. But I just think Mercurial Lady looks the one to beat, up on speed, bolted in last start, looks to go straight to the front, and I don't think they're going to beat her. Race number 4 at Caulfield is the Remembering Robbie Lang over the 1,440 metres, and I've got Harry's Yacht on top, again playing to the rail position, and I think this horse can lead for fun. Absolutely flying this horse. Won first up dominantly, led all the way. Ran well second up on rain-affected ground, and then bounced back to only be beaten a half length last start. Well, a half length when he'd done all the work by his main rival in the betting in Just for Show, who ran really well first up and is flying. I just think that Harry's Yacht's drawn 2, he's drawn 14. Harry's Yacht will be in front of Just for Show for a long way and can beat him here. Map Advantage. Zoo Rain will run well. Top 3 looks likely. Windward Shock and Acted on Verba for 4th. Harry's Yacht for mine in the 4th. Should skip along up on speed and be very hard to beat. Race number 5 at Caulfield is the Sportsbet Black Book Benchmark 78 over the 2,000 metres, and it's all about one horse here, Lording. I'm very, very, very confident on his chances. I personally think he's a moral here, but then again, I can't really say that considering he's at $11, but I genuinely think he's extremely hard to beat. And if you look at his form, you're going to think, oh, well, how can you say that? He's had 6-0-8 in his last 3. He didn't handle the track yet. He's either one of his 2 starts, first or second up. He did too much work to get to the position he did last start and fought on bravely. Even though that I Am the Empire beat him home, that horse has got barrier 16 and a lot more weight. He's got the 54.5, barrier 5, back in grade, should lead for fun, map advantage on Captain Electric, and weight advantage on Captain Electric, who's the only horse, the favourite, but I think is a false favourite. So I think Lording is extremely hard to beat here. And again, Luke Cartwright, that man could ride a pogo stick to win at the moment. Flamin' Romans, I think, can turn the tables on Captain Electric. There's too much between them at $8 and Captain Electric being $3.50. In Euphoric, keeps running well, but hasn't won in a long time. Lording for mine, race 5, should absolutely bolt in. Race number 6 at Caulfield is the Quake Clean Benchmark 84 1100 metres, and this horse is going to be a lot of punters and a lot of punters multis, and it's going to be a lock in them. The Black Cloud just looks supremely hard to beat here. Tommy Purple for Joe Pride. Always respect a Sydney trainer bringing a horse down. 58 kilos. Ought to be somewhere near the front, skipping along and just be too classy. I think it's the clear one to beat here. Deserved favourite, and I think is going to win. Romantic Choice. You've got to remember, only 4 starts ago was a listed winner, and looks to be going forward here with Jordan Weatherly in the settle for Tom Dominic. And I think looking for dry ground and gets it here, so could be hard to beat from up on speed. $19 is over the odds. Cheers to that. 2 wins from 3 goes as preparation, and he's in good form. And Empress of Wonder carries no weight, but the Black Cloud, Caulfield race 6, put your money on and get in the queue now. Race number 7 at Caulfield is a sports bet, more places, benchmark 84 over the 1200 metres, and I'm with Moby Dick here. Now, a lot of people are going to question, how can you be with this horse? Well, he's coming out of the best form race leading in that benchmark 84 a couple of weeks ago. I think it was an 84 anyway. He ran really well there off being 3 wide the trip. Raikoki was first up there. And he did run well, but I think what plays into this horse's favour is get weight off Raikoki from that race. He's fresh into this. He's hard fit. He'll go back. He's got no weight and comes storming down the outside. I think we're going to see the Moby Dick of old, and this could be a very, very impressive win. Zoo Sensation will be up on speed for a long way. Looks the class of this field and can lead from barrier number 1. Dan Stackhouse in the saddle for the Larkin team, but is only second up. That was the main query. Fitness. Raikoki ran well in the aforementioned Moby Dick race from early, and Shinkwe has been up for a long time, though keeps racing very well. Though you got to question when he's going to come to the end of it. But why not keep racing him when he's in good form? But Moby Dick for mine should go back, no weight, storm down the outside, win. That's the way I've looked at the race. Race number 8 at Caulfield is the MRC membership Feel the Thrill handicap over the 2,000 metres, and it's all Sayadati here. 51 kilos. Logan Bates, Kieran Maher, good draw. Ran really well at his 2 starts as preparation. Building up to win, was good enough to race in the Caulfield Cup on its Australian debut, and looks to get its Australian maiden win out of the way here. Has been racing in some good races, and I think will get the win here. Just has too much in its favour. Weight advantage on the horses it met last start, being Earlswood, Earlswood, and I think we'll be winning here. Earlswood ran well last start, had a length on Sadati, and Cameron will run well again here. Milford loves Caulfield in 2,000 metres, can't dismiss it, and Night Endeavour will be storming home. Hasn't won in a long time and needs to probably live to be winning here. But Sadati, it just looks his race to lose. Race number 9 to finish the day at Caulfield is the MRC Chairman's Club handicap over the 1440 metres, and I've got Limsol Toro on top. I can see why the Open is considered to be a very short price favourite here, considering he's hard fit, blinkers on first time, and his run last start was impressive. But you just got to come back to the fact that this Limsol Toro will be ahead of him in the run. He's got bucket loads of class on him, and I think that this horse, now he's fit, is ready to rock and roll here. He raced in restricted room behind a wall in front of him last start and ran well first up when he wasn't ready. Now that I think he's ready, he draws a good draw. He's hard fit, back to the 1400 metres, should lead for fun. I think that this horse is a great bet in the last. 850, take the price. He's a 2-time Group 1 winner, and he's also won a Group 2 and a Group 3. Anything else in this horse, in this field, would struggle to be even getting near those figures. This horse is a star, and I think he'll prove it on Saturday. Very, very confident, Limsel Toro. The Open, again, blinkers on first time, gets 4 kilos off Limsel Toro. They had that same weight advantage when they met before, and the Open only had a half a length, and I think Limsel Toro will have the map advantage on that horse here. But he will be storming home the Open. Yellow Sam, big win first up. Can he go on with it second up? He's got a very good record, and I think he's got a very good overall record, running by in for fourth in the last. Limsel Toro, hopefully should be that far in front. They won't see him. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Caulfield this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. And next week we have the Winter Championship final day at Flemington with a couple we have finals day at Flemington with a couple of listed races on the card, headlined by the Winter Championship. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you for Flemington next week.